When I was in the 5th grade or 6th grade, honestly, I can't remember, I used to go to one of those really strict public schools. The school was in the middle of, let's say, not the nicest neighborhood, but it wasn't Compton. To make sure the students paid attention in classes, they made sure to ban anything that they thought would be a distraction. Honestly, when I think about it, they pretty much banned anything that showed off your personality and was even a little bit fun. They banned Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Beyblades, trading cards, which I still don't get. Like, you just trade them? Okay. They banned gum, they banned video games, but you get the point. They banned a lot of stuff. You notice I didn't mention cell phones, because I'm a 90s kid and we didn't get cell phones until like much later. I think I got my first cell phone when I was 16 in grade 10. Anyways, growing up, my friends and I were really into the show called Pokemon, and around the time they released 2 games called Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. They were on the Game Boy, which is like the much older cousin to the Nintendo Switch. I would spend hours every day playing and leveling up my Blaziken to level 100 instead of doing my homework, which I don't regret even if I got lower marks. So after playing a while, one of my friends, let's call him Steve, told me how he'd been leveling up his Pokemon and that he just beat the Elite Four. The Elite Four is like the highest honor in the games minus capturing the legendaries, but he was bragging about being the best, and of course, knowing my god tier ability, I couldn't just let him do that. So I challenged him to a battle.
Naruto!
Sasuke!
Naruto!
How Pokemon battles worked between people back then, before the days of Wi-Fi, was we would need to connect our Game Boys with a cable. The only issue was we couldn't bring our Game Boys to school, or they would be taken away for the whole school year. Which, now that I think about it, it has to be illegal. Like, I get the rest of the day, but, like, the whole year? Like, even a week would make sense, but a year? Anyways, we decided the next day I would go home for lunch, and that he would come with me and we'd finally face off. To be able to go home for lunch, you need your parents to sign a form at the beginning of the year, but mine didn't, and Steve's did. So technically I wasn't allowed to go home, but it didn't matter because I needed to prove that I was the Pokemon master. Steve brought his Game Boy to school and hid it in his bag until lunch. It was lunchtime and it was my chance to school this boy. As I was walking home, a teacher saw me leaving the school and asked if I had permission to go home, and honestly, I think this is the only part of this whole story that I probably messed up and lied. And I said, yes, I do. She let me go home. So, it was fine. For now. Honestly, I don't remember who won the battle, but for the video, let's just say I won. Because I probably did. After we got back to the school, the principal called us to the office, which was always the worst, because all the kids would go, ooh, or like, you're in trouble. So I go to the office and I see 2 police officers standing by, and I'm like, you'll never take me alive.
Never take me alive, copper.
No, not really. I just kept quiet and I kept walking, and they sat us down in the office for the rest of the day. They didn't say a word to us, which made me even more confused. After school, I got home and my dad walks in like, smells like smoke. My brother and I were confused, like, no it doesn't. We don't smell anything. And he just continued on his day like nothing happened. The next day, I get to school and was immediately sent to the office, but Steve was free to go. It turns out that another kid saw Steve with a cigarette and told that teacher that him and I went to go to my house to smoke. What? I guess they called my dad at work and told him, and that's why he was acting like a hound smelling that non-existent smoke. I still don't get why he didn't say anything for the rest of the night. In the office, I told the principal that we weren't smoking and that we went to play Pokemon, but she pretty much didn't care and only focused on the fact that I lied about being able to go home, so I stayed in the office for 2 weeks. They called it an in-school suspension, so that was fun. I guess the moral of the story is, don't lie. 'Cause then someone will make up something and get you an in-school suspension. Yeah. Well, that's pretty much it. Yeah, so I didn't actually smoke. There weren't any cigarettes, or maybe there was. I don't know, but there weren't any cigarettes with us. I don't smoke, and I still don't smoke. Smoking's bad. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, it's my first video. Hopefully they get better as I go on. But yeah, that's it.